All right, guys, this video has been a long time coming. I have some honestly fantastic news to share with you. And if you've been following my Instagram, you may very well know it already. It just takes me a little bit longer to get videos onto YouTube. So my apologies for being late to the game for you guys. But if you have seen me wearing this Rainbow Country Hercules or enjoyed the videos that I have posted about it and been curious about getting one of your own, a very common question that I get is, where can I buy that jacket? Well, I have some fantastic news for you. You can now buy Rainbow Country jackets from yours truly, Dell. They are available on my website, dudsbydell.com, in the shop, which is kind of the culmination of a lot of time and communication and effort to get there. I am now the first and currently only US-based vendor for Rainbow Country leather jackets and other leather goods. Now, I am going to talk in this video about this jacket, which is a Rainbow Country Hercules, but it is very slightly different from the standard model, which is what I'm selling. And we'll kind of hit the high notes on this jacket and how it fits. If you're curious to buy it, I'm hoping to make this video a easy resource so you can come and look at the video and help you to make a decision about buying this jacket. So on my website, you can look in the description below. It will be there. It's just dudsbydell.com. And if you navigate to the shop tab, you will see black and brown Rainbow Country Hercules jackets for sale, along with some shirts. It's an interesting little early thought process there, but the jackets right now are the main deal. And they are in very limited sizes. I really have, as of the making of this video, there are 5 jackets available. I have the black in a 40, 42, and 44, and I have the brown available in 40 and 44. And that's my order for the year. You know, it's kind of unfortunate the way that things work. This is my first rodeo, and it's a learning experience for me, but I had to have my order in by this a few days ago. I basically had 3 or 4 days to figure things out and confirm an order with the Rainbow Country folks. And that lasts until next year when I'm able to place next year's order. So if you don't see what you want up there, my apologies, but we can work it out for next year. And if you do see something that you're interested in up there, let's talk a little bit about it. So this jacket is a little modified from the standard, and the differences are that this one does not have a little throat latch that can be buttoned across, and it doesn't have some stitching that you would see on the standard model down here that goes on the front hem that adds a kind of separate little section there for the hem, and connecting the points of the bat wing on the back to the half belt down. It just doesn't have that stitching or the throat latch. That's really the only differences. The cut, the leather, the materials, really everything else is the same except for those 2 differences. And so a few people have asked me about that, so I just want to kind of get that out there. They're both made, the black and the brown are both made in Shinki Hikaku horsehide, a veg tan leather that's about 1.3 millimeters, which is about 3.25 ounces in weight, which is a beautiful, sturdy, mid-weight with a wonderful hand. I have a terrible sense of smell, as in I can't smell stuff, but I've been told it has a wonderful aroma, especially when new out of the box, which I have not experienced. The linings are the same. They both have this Melton wool lining. And I haven't been able to confirm yet, but my understanding is this standard to have a cotton plaid lining in the sleeves. So the black and the brown are very similar. The biggest difference is the finish of the leather. And I did a video actually comparing the seal brown Speedster I have with this black Hercules. And that really goes into the details. But it's really the difference between the brown has an aniline finish and the black has a pigment finish. Both will wear away a top layer to reveal a lighter brown layer, and there will be that kind of gentle aging effect that you can see the development of your wear over time on the jacket. The brown aniline really shows the grain and texture of the leather more and provides a little less protection against elements, and the black pigment hide has a kind of smoother, glossier finish. It does not show the grain quite as well, but still shows it, of course, and has a little bit better protection from the elements. And that's kind of the core of the difference between the two jackets between the black and the brown. If you're looking to buy, sizing is important. I find that I am not exactly sure on the Rainbow Country measurement method, but that the measurements that I have received from them, and this is also what other folks have told me from their experiences when they're having their Rainbow Country jackets in comparison to the size chart listed, is that pretty much all the measurements given by Rainbow Country, their method produces slightly larger measurements. It's kind of a tongue twister than my method. So when, for example, looking at a 40, their size chart really gives about a 22.3 inches as the chest measurement, okay? And when I say chest measurement, that would be zipped up from right here at the widest part of the chest all the way across to the opposing edge with the jacket laid flat. I get about 22 inches and they get about 22.3. Maybe they wrap the tape around and that gives a slightly larger, more kind of three-dimensional measuring. Same thing happens with Vanson in my experience, that their chest measurements seem a little bigger. But that just goes in general for their measurements. And so I would say, if you're looking for sizing advice, let's look at me. And I will tell you, I wear a 40 in most American sizes. This jacket I'm putting on is a 40. So this is the same size I normally take. And for me, at 5 foot 9 inches and 175 pounds with just over a 40-inch chest, so it's about 40.5 inches is my chest, you get this trim, comfortable fit. The jacket has high armhole holes, so it's easy to move in with this trim size. If you really want a looser fit or want this jacket but have space for more substantial layers, then you could size up. But I would say if you like this look, then taking your standard size, going true to size, is your best bet. And I feel this is a difficult thing, that people look different places and see different size charts and get different types of recommendations. So, you know, for now, this is the best advice I can give you, is just looking at me, taking my standard size. This is about what you can expect if you take your standard size. It is not the same recommendation that you might get for, say, the Flathead jackets, another Japanese manufacturer, where the jackets are cut extremely trim and you really would need to size up, have any chance of fitting in it. Clearly, I'm taking true to size, my standard size, and fitting in it very nicely. Other things to know about buying the jacket, they're currently in pre-order. So Rainbow Country does this thing where they open up the orders for the year. I have placed my order. They're going on to produce the jackets, and they'll be done sometime around end of September is the production schedule for the Hercules models. And so the jackets remain in pre-order all on my site all the way up until the time that they arrive, and then they switch to standard order. You can pre-order a jacket in your size at any time, and but it's a full price pre-order. It's paying for the jacket in advance, and that guarantees you the slot. As of the time that I'm making this video, there are 5 jackets available on the site in very limited sizes. It's one of each jacket in sizes. So there's a black 40, 42, and 44, and a brown 40 and 44 right now as of this moment. So spots are limited, and if you are interested in one of these jackets, I would think about it, ask me any questions you have, and if you would like to proceed with it, I would order sooner rather than later, because based off of past experience at seeing how these jackets sell at other sellers, I have a pretty high confidence that they're going to sell out, and they may possibly even sell out even before they arrive because my order is small. The September delivery time also puts it at a good time. Right now, it's June. It's hot as heck outside. It is not a good time to be wearing this kind of jacket outdoors, but it'll be landing right around fall time, which is kind of the perfect time to be getting things in order for leather jacket weather season. So other things to note, I have got a lot of excitement around this project. And I hope that's coming through because I'm like it's like living a dream in a way to be able to do this. And this year, you know, I was only able to commit so much. You know, it's kind of funny. All of my other leather jackets just yesterday have been packed into a box because I'm actually moving. And so the timing of this has come, this opportunity to work with Rainbow Country has come at a pretty difficult time, but it just is just too good not to do. And so I am looking forward to next year. I won't be moving at the same time. And I do hope to be able to use this year's initial start and to kind of build more knowledge about the process and be able to have more offerings of their entire line for next year. You know, they make a lot of different models. There are certain minimums that are required to make an order. I only have so much cash on hand and so much cash flow to work with. But I think that if we have some interest around some of their different and unique models that you don't see from other makers, like I'm talking about the Allstate, for example, a totally sweet cross-zip style motorcycle jacket that they make that I just don't see around, that I think needs more exposure. It's just too cool not to wear. Like, I really want that jacket. I think other people might really want that jacket. And so, you know, for the next year's order, I do, as I'm learning about the process this year, I think that we can take that knowledge and put it towards making the ordering process and figuring out what models to get a little bit smoother, and we can really get a more interesting and wider variety of their models for next year. So if there are any Rainbow Country models that you're interested in that you might have seen around, let me know. But in the meantime, I will be kind of making more videos talking about Rainbow Country models and what they make, and kind of sharing my thoughts on the designs and things to kind of help raise some awareness about what they're doing, which is kind of invariably awesome, and help people prepare for jackets that they may want to buy for next year's order. So that's everything about the Rainbow Country setup. I would really say if you're interested in any of those jackets, go check out my website. It's set up. We've sold a few jackets already, and they've only been live since like maybe 4 or 5 days. So I really do believe that these are going to sell out. The other thing I want to talk about too, which is this is not the only project that I've been working on, and I do have some interesting things that have been kind of in the works with some American makers, 2 production companies in particular, kind of well-known jacket makers that I don't have any fruit to show for my efforts yet, but I am hoping that sometime by around September or October, I will have more to share on those things, and maybe even before then. And of course, I'll be doing videos on those up-and-coming things. The goal here is to take something I'm passionate about, these leather jackets, and that I've been talking with you guys about, and we've been kind of having this conversation online about, and it strikes me that there are some interesting things that can be done that are not currently being done, and my goal is to kind of step into that space, whoop, and bring some really cool jackets and other things to be available on my site so that folks can get something really cool and neat that's just not out there currently. And I would also put into that category at a certain point working with Rainbow Country, it'd be cool to have like a special, this is thinking outside the box here a little bit, but they partner with some big stores in Japan and do custom styles just for certain stores. It'd be cool to have some Duds by Dell custom styles from Rainbow Country, just you know, spitball in here. I think that would be amazing. So lots of big things to come in that whole kind of arena. And if you are interested in kind of hearing about those things faster than waiting for a YouTube video, which does take me some period of time to do production, I do have a newsletter sign up. I have not really been using it. If you are interested in being amongst the first to know about projects that I'm working on, I think that the easiest and fastest way for me to share things will be to send out something in the newsletter. So I would encourage you to check that out. I will also be in the description of this video. It is also at the bottom of my website. There is a section where you can put your email in to get onto my newsletter. Currently, there are 3 people in that newsletter, and each of them, I thank y'all very much for joining up. It has been a kind of a tumbleweeds, barren wasteland so far, but for these new projects coming up, the first notification will be by email, because that is the easiest way just to kind of spit out some information without having a lot of production around it. And I also release information on my Instagram. If you don't follow it, it's Duds by Dell. And the site is used as a shop, and it does have some articles, which are blog articles that are intended to kind of mirror some articles that I've produced and made into videos here. So, you know, just kind of being aware of that overall, like, Duds by Dell extended universe. Amongst all the places there, the fastest way to get information from me about upcoming things and about, say, when these jackets arrive, when my order arrives in late September, if you're on the newsletter, I'm going to send out a letter saying that those jackets have arrived, and that you can be eyes peeled and ask questions about certain things that you need to ask me once the jackets are in hand, for example. So all in all, a lot of exciting stuff going on, and I really just want to emphasize that I am so happy to be kind of living the dream, so to speak, of finding this awesome opportunity to work with Rainbow Country and bringing their jackets. And I really hope that y'all also find it exciting too. I believe that, you know, some folks will. For some folks, I just want to say it. Yes, I understand that these are expensive jackets. I've been doing a lot of content recently about less expensive options, you know, like the Master Supply Co. jackets that are like $450. Well, yeah, I get it. The Rainbow Country jacket, the list price is $2,150. That can be a hard price to swing for some folks, but I still think that it is worth bringing them out to market and seeing who's interested in them, because they just are doing something that other people simply are not doing with their jackets. So thank you for following along. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments down below. Send me a DM on Instagram. You can email me. The email is dell@dudsbydell.com. That's on my website. Hit me up wherever you'd like to, and thanks for coming along.